Hey, what's going on everybody? It's Mr. Buddy here, and I wanted to do a quick video talking about Pokemon regional variants and just why exactly I like them so much. With the revelation that regional variants will be continuing on from Alola with Galarian forms, and hopefully into future generations beyond Gen 8 as well, that prompted me to number 1, freak the heck out because I love the concept of regional variants so much, and number 2, organize all my thoughts about Pokemon variants into a video. I don't make non-fanfiction-y videos too much anymore, hashtag Bayhive if you know what I'm talking about, but I've been feeling a lot of Pokemon hype lately, and I'm gonna channel that energy into today's editorial-type video, and go over why I love Pokemon regional forms. So regional variants, what are they? Well, they're forms of existing Pokemon that have adapted to different regions. Alongside having a dramatically divergent appearance, they also possess new typings, new abilities, and generally a new way they fit into the Pokemon world. To give an example of this, in Alola, the normally grass psychic type Executor has soaked in so much sun due to its new surrounding that it's become enormously tall with a dragon typing replacing its formerly psychic abilities. Another example of this is Galarian Weezing. Normally, Weezing is a toxic spewing Pokemon that is pure poison type, but within the Galar region, it becomes a poison fairy type Pokemon that not only cleans pollution in the air, but does so with an overt Victorian England vibe. That's the general idea of regional variants, and now the big question to answer is why I like them so much. I've gone on record before saying that regional forms are one of my favorite things about the modern era of Pokemon, and I get insanely hyped whenever more of them are revealed. I don't have this much of a frenzy or fervor over Mega Pokemon, I don't feel this way about Gigantamaxed Pokemon. It's really only regional variants that get me this excited. I thought about this for a while, and I realized that there are two main reasons why regional variants are 100% my jam. The first reason is that I feel like regional Pokemon forms help breathe new life into old, underutilized, or even less strong Pokemon. One example I always think of, and I'll use myself here, is how I felt about Muck and Alolan Muck. Regular Muck, I'm not so crazy about. It's okay, I guess, but in terms of its design, I've always felt it's a little standard and plain, and then when you take it into battles, it's alright, but once again, nothing too special. Now, Alolan Muck, on the other hand, is one of, if not my favorite Pokemon. Like, ever. It's definitely top 3 for me, and it's just a variant of regular old Muck. I think the new design they gave it helps breathe so much character into the Pokemon, where its coloring looks like an oil spill and it generates crystals on its body from the poison it ingests. Its lore is a lot more interesting to me, where in Alola it's used for waste management and it eats garbage, unlike regular Muck, who is just a toxic monster. And then in terms of battling, it gains a dark typing and becomes a lot more offense inclined. Now obviously, people's mileage will vary with regional variants, and I know not everyone will have a reaction to them like I did with Alolan Muck. Regardless though, I think the concept can be used in a really awesome way to expand and reinvigorate older Pokemon. I mean, in Galar, we have regional variants of old Pokemon getting brand new evolutions, which we see with things like the Zigzagoon line and the all-new Obstagoon. Sure, its typing might not be incredible, but just the idea of them going back and retuning the Zigzagoon line to make it more viable, and Obstagoon being a brand new third stage Pokemon is very exciting. And overall, I really love what regional variants can bring to older Pokemon. Okay, so the other reason I really like regional variants is because it makes the Pokemon world feel a lot more real to me. Now what do I mean by that? The world where interdimensional tentacle monsters invade tropical islands and normal monsters can now become the size of a skyscraper is real to me. Well, when you put it that way, not entirely, but regional variants do reflect a very interesting phenomena that happens in real life. In reality, we have dozens of animals that started out as the same creature but adapted and evolved in various ways to inhabit different environments. One of the many animals that exemplifies this characteristic is the aptly named Darwin finch. This bird was discovered on the isolated Galapagos Islands, and after extensive studying of the creature, it was revealed that alongside the initial finch found, there were 3 subspecies that also lived on the archipelago that had evolved to fill different niches. One of the finches evolved to have a harder, larger beak so it could crack open and eat nuts. One had a smaller, more narrow beak so it could eat bugs easier. And the third had a beak somewhere in the middle of the two which it could use to eat fruit. All these subspecies of the Darwin finch started out the same, but due to their environment and needing to fill a different niche, they evolved into something similar but also different than the original bird. Now, tying this back to regional variants, Pokémon has always portrayed elements from real life within its universe, and having this idea of Pokémon adapting and changing to different environments is such a cool way to tie the Pokémon universe back to the real world. I know it's not a super realistic depiction by any means, but for me it really helps ground the Pokémon world in something similar to our own reality and our own wildlife. In addition to that, I love that regional variants will oftentimes take into account the history and mythology of what a Pokémon region is based on to really help make the design unique. I know people laugh at Alolan Diglett, but its fabulous hair is based on something that happens in real-life Hawaii called Pele's hair. Alolan Rattata is based on the history that Hawaii faced with invasive mongoose coming into the islands and disrupting the local ecosystem, which is represented by Yungoos invading the daytime of Alola and forcing the Rattata to become nocturnal. I think it's so cool to see how Game Freak will tie in little bits of history and cultural nods into the different variants, and it's one of my favorite things that regional forms will often do. Anyways, just wanted to make a quick video talking about why I like Alolan forms, Galarian forms, and any other future regional variants. I don't know if I'll do a ton of these editorial type videos. I was really just trying to try something new just so I could get into the rhythm of recording and getting my breathing down, but let me know what you thought of this kind of video. Also, let me know your thoughts on regional Pokémon forms. Do you like them? Are you as crazy about them as I am? Or are you maybe not a fan of them at all? Feel free to share your thoughts and opinions in the comments section below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you later.